Okay. And here we go.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
Okay. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Motivational Monday. My name is Eric F. King, and we have some incredible guest speakers today, Amberly Shreve, Leah Garcia, and Zion Anagru. Well, we are excited, folks. We are excited. Another week, another exciting week, and we have a great topic today,
Yes.
How to be an effective leader. So one thing I learned many years ago when I was having, how can I say, challenges in leadership, someone told me this. He said, Eric, you want to make a lot of money, right? I said, oh yeah, I want to make a lot of money. He said, money rises with leadership. I'm like, ooh. He said, yeah, the bigger the problems you can solve, the more money you'll make. Okay. Then I'm like, I can deal with these problems then. I can deal with them. All right. So we are going to dive into it today, how to be an effective leader. And we have some incredible leaders here to share. So if you are joining us on any social media platform, let us know in the chat. Say where you're joining us from. Say hi, say good morning, whatever you want to put in there so we can recognize you. All right. So our first speaker hails from California. She's already dancing and she's excited. Like, how many of you get excited like this excited at 4 a.m? You know, it is 4:03 in the morning, and we appreciate her for being here so early to give you value. Okay. So she is a financial strategist. She helps you with all things money, how to make it, how to invest it, whatever you want to do with money. If you need money, then you need to contact her. Okay. She's also a 3rd-degree black belt, which means she is a very disciplined person. It also means you do not want to get on her bad side, but she may body slam you. I have to throw that
Oh
in
my
there.
goodness.
I had to throw that in there. But anyway, she looks nice. She's nice to me. So anyway, without further ado, let's go out to California to hear from Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric F. King of Collaboration. And you got jokes this morning, so I love it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So my name is Leah Garcia, financial strategist and insurance professional, and I serve entrepreneurs and enterprises with up to 50,000 employees who want to properly protect, distribute, and transfer their wealth so they can build that legacy and create generational and multi-generational wealth. I love this topic because really when we're talking about, becoming a better leader, I think of it this way. You might be a leader in your career. You might be a leader in your church. You might be a leader in things that you do. But I say, let's become a leader of our family. You hear me talk about building a legacy and creating generational wealth. Well, you know what? Some people call it a family bank. I like to call it a family dynasty. It's not really about how much money we make, but it's how much money we leave behind and we're going to pour into future generations. So I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets on how you're going to become an effective leader and lead your family. So number 1, you have to envision the results, right? I say begin with the end in mind. What is a family legacy that you want to build? You hear me talking about it every single week, but I'm going to ask you, what is the legacy that you want to leave behind? Because in one day, all of us are going to leave this earth and we're going to go to somewhere much better than this place. But what is it how are we going to impact our family and future generations? Some people call it a Rockefeller trust. Did you know that you could create a trust that lasts 100 generations? I mean, think about that. That's why the Rockefellers have been wealthy for over 10 generations, because they thought about their future. They envisioned a future where their future generations would be wealthy. with boundaries and governors, right? So that's number one. Number two, listen, catch people doing things right. Managers catch us when we do things wrong. Those are managers. And a lot of times people think about manager and leadership and they think it's one and the same. With all due respect, it's two different things. A manager is going to manage you. A leader is going to inspire you. Remember, we got to build each other up. When we catch people doing things right, then they get what? They get more confidence. They get more inspiration. When we're parents, sometimes we feel like we get into this thing and we want to always correct, and right, and that can lower down their confidence. But when we find them and catch them doing things right, then they build up. That's called habit stacking, right? They start to get more and more confidence. And listen, when you are good, you will tell others. But when you're great, others will tell you. Your family will tell you that you're a leader because you are lifting them up. Number three, this is the big one. Write this one down, put a star. First, you got to lead yourself. Listen, great leaders don't say go there. They say follow me. And that's why if we are going to be the one, if we are the one that is going to change our family's last name forever, we have to be a do-it-first leader. We have to show them that we're being a good steward of our money. We have to show them that we're paying ourselves first. We have to show them by downloading my one-page financial plan and following the wall of wealth, folks. Listen, money likes speed, but wealth takes time. And what I mean by that is we got to make quick decisions. And how do we do that? When you have a template and you can determine easily between what is being a good steward of your money and what is not, then you can make quick decisions, because leaders make quick decisions and they change their mind very slowly. So John Maxwell says it this way, and I love this quote. He says, anyone who thinks that they are a leader but yet has no followers is simply taking a walk. So if you're going to be the leader of your family, that means that we have to be talking about prosperity. We have to be the one that's saying we're leading our family into prosperity. We're leading our family into creating generational and multi-generational wealth. So that's my time. And yes, it is. It's 4:08. So I think I kept it on time. There you go. Hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. That was fire. That was fire. We appreciate that. Someone said in the comments, it is too early to body slam people. All right. We're glad you didn't do that this morning. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. And so welcome, everybody. Welcome, Joey. I see you. Welcome, Nadia from Switzerland. Welcome. Welcome. I'd like to welcome Ardelia. Good to see you. Ukaba from Nigeria. Welcome. Paulette. Good to see you. Carl from across the pond is here. Welcome, Sean from Germany. Sean from Germany is here. All right, Emma from Senegal. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Viola, welcome, welcome. Rami, good to see you, and everybody else. So keep put in your information in the chat there, and welcome. All right, so we are going to keep moving on with this incredible topic this morning. And we are going from California all the way out to Maryland in the East Coast of the United States to a woman who is an expert on leadership because she leads a lot of people. All right. Yeah, that's what makes you an expert, right? When you do it over and over. So she is an expert in leading people. She is an expert in networking, an expert in building relationships. We call her the gratitude consultant. And today she's going to give us some incredible tips on leadership. So without further ado, I welcome Amberly Shreve.
Well, good morning, everyone. And Eric, thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here with you and Leah and Zion and Annie as usual. And happy morning to all of you out there. You know, this topic, how to become an effective leader, it holds so much value because I'm going to give you guys a few nuggets of information that can not only help you become an effective leader, but actually help you grow in leadership. So the first thing that we are really going to strive for in our relationships is how to be, we are developing self-awareness. So how are we going to work through self-awareness? We're going to manage things effectively. because any leader, if you know as well as I do, any leader we're going to focus on our strengths, but also our weaknesses. What are we doing on both sides? How can we make a weakness a positive and make it something that can help us along the way, right? We're going to communicate clearly and actively listen. When we're actively listening to people that we are working every day with, we are going to make a difference not only in their lives, but in our lives. How are we working through situations? What are we doing with the people that we are managing each day? Who are the people that we're doing life with? How are we allowing those people to determine what we're doing in the world? We have to make sure that we are intentional in the acts that we are moving forward, what we are doing, how we are touching hearts and changing lives, the people that we are allowing in our space who are going to take us to the next step. I know personally, I'm going to surround myself with people that are much more accomplished than I am, people that I can learn from, people that are going to lead me down a path that I know is going to make me better as a person, as an individual, and then I can be a better example for my family. We are going to make sure that our mindset and our outlook is where it needs to be in order to be an effective leader. People are watching each and everything that you're doing, believe it or not. Your family, your colleagues, your friends, the people that you're doing life with, and those people that you don't even know. They're watching all of the things that you're doing because believe it or not, they're checking you out. They're wondering, do I want to be a part of that team? Do I want to be a part of that person's life? How are they outside of business? What type of person are they? Their integrity, their credibility, all of those things, believe it or not, make a difference. And finally, where you are in your heart, right? How you show up for one another, how you show up for yourself, and the example that you are leading by. All of these things make up an effective leader, someone that people can look up to, someone that people are going to stand behind. And I know that each and every one of you out there has what it takes to be an effective leader. I just want you to believe it in yourself. And sometimes it's not easy. I have moments where I sit in it and I just pray and think, God, please help me to be better and do better. And the things that are bringing me doubt, the things that are bringing me to places that of struggle and challenge, take that from me. So don't think that just because we're on this panel doesn't mean that we're not doing real life, because I can assure you we're all doing real life in every shape and form. So connect with us and build relationships and be the leader that you are, because you already have it inside of you. Back to you, Eric. I wish for you all a beautiful, wonderful day.
Awesome. Thank you. Another great TED Talk this morning. We got so much value out of that. All right, folks, we're going to keep going. And we have so many people from all over the world. Let's see. Frank, welcome. Mark, good to see you. Welcome, Dr. Garcia. Yes, keep putting your information in the chat, folks, as we continue today. Our next speaker, so we're going to go from Maryland and we're going to go all the way to Europe, all right, to hear from our next speaker. Now, our next speaker is definitely another leader, okay? He has led hundreds, maybe even more than hundreds of people to have some kind of presence on LinkedIn, and I'm one of them, right? So he is definitely a leader, and he's helping a lot of people on this platform and beyond. He's known as the fame expert. So if you want to be famous online, he's the guy that you go to. He is the guy. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up on stage Eni Osong. The floor is yours.
Oh, good afternoon, my friends. Good afternoon. What a topic. This is another huge topic. I wish we were going to talk about it in 3 goes, Eric. I think one event's probably not enough for the conversation we need to have about leadership, to be fair, right? You say I lead many, Eric, and I've led many in my business, badly sometimes, failed humongously. So let me speak from that point of view. So I've employed many, I've fired many, and not many, a few I have got to do what we want to do. So my friends, look, leadership, leading people, as Leah said, it's about taking people with you, people who follow you, who are willing to jump the wall, or maybe even run through it sometimes. Think what that means, right? That's, leader of men and women is a powerful position to be in, but it's a huge challenge. I think most of us go into company management leadership roles with a focus on our technical skills. Can I manage people? Can I pay them? These things do matter. Let me agree with you for sure, right? But I think in business, what I've learned is that those who are effective, those who are successful, they learn another part of leadership skills that no one tells you. Leah's alluded to some of it, so has Amberly. My friends, I was going around in circles of business, so maybe 7 years in, thinking, oh, what do I do now? Nothing I do is making a difference. I employ them, I sack them. I work harder and harder, not a lot happens. I get customers, I lose them. Damn, what's going on, right? That's where I found out the importance of mindset element of leadership. As a leader, I think this is what the successful people will tell you. This is what the books tell you. It's what Think and Grow Rich, and those sort of mindset practices are based on. They're based on the simple logic that someone must have a vision for the company. Someone must have a vision. Like, why do we exist? Who do we serve? The leader is the one who has to have that in abundance, because everything the leader does is what everyone else is going to follow, right? Now, as a leader, again, like Amberly mentioned just now, we have to be the role models. You can't turn up to work as a leader being cynical. In my business, my focus is very simple. My focus is on delivering a service to my clients that transforms their lives. Now, to do that, you have to have true love. Amberly just mentioned that you have to care about your clients, right? You have to care about the people that you work with. Because now, I've realized if you come to work with any bit of cynicism, oh, our customers always come first, and then as a leader, you're like, maybe not today, maybe not this one, maybe not that one. We can get away with cheating and taking shortcuts. Your team will follow you. So as a leader, our role is to model the attitude that we want in our business. I can't say that enough. I say when I do my team meetings, Eric, I talk about only one thing. What's our mission? Do you get it? Do you buy into it? So to make before anyone can say yes to that, I have to buy into myself. I have to embody the attitude. I have to be unwavering in my dedication to delivering quality to our clients. Because if you don't, your team will see you, because now, again, they're watching, and everything you do, someone's looking at, right? If you're cynical, people would take your lead and become cynical as well. You can't blame someone for being less committed if you sometimes turn up and other times you don't turn up. As a leader, you must be that person who embodies everything that this company wants to be. You must. The success, the commitment, the effort, the dedication, the love for everything, for our clients, the love for the people who work with us, our suppliers, our stakeholders, and so on and so forth, right? You must be the success that you want to see. So beyond the mission, and the fact that our attitude is everything, I think we must realize that we are responsible. You see, some leaders will say to you, it's not my fault. It's that person's fault in my team. No, it's my fault. I think when we come with that attitude, that taking that responsibility, it makes us see the world differently. It's on us. So we have to do what it takes to make everything work, right? We can't blame anyone else. That means that we have to be constantly, I guess, helping our team to learn to do better, being better ourselves. That way, we can at least begin to take steps where steps are needed to make improvements. I could talk about this all day, my friends, but let me leave it there for now.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Awesome points all the way from Europe. All right. All right. So let's keep going. I have some points for you today. Everything I have to say, I think, has been said already. They do this to me all the time, but it's okay. That's what you do when you bring brilliant speakers on. They will steal your thunder. You know what I mean? But it's okay. It's okay because we think alike, right? We think alike, which is awesome. All right. So I'm going to give you 5 quick points. The number one thing I want to share with you, like most people don't think about when you're a leader, is number one, care about people, care about your people. I know it seems so elementary, but most people think of leadership as a boss, like, oh, I'm telling you what to do. First, you have to care about people. I had a conversation this morning with one of my speakers, and I said that, when my team, that's why I coach soccer, right? And if my team loses, right, I tell them the importance of losing. And they're like, I said, because losing, right, you learn more from losing than winning. They're like, what are you talking about? Right? But it shapes their mind, because I'm trying to help them in their life, not just in soccer. Right? I'm trying to help them in their life that, yeah, it's not always going to work out. But when it doesn't work out, then you know what to work on. Right? So you have to care about your people, show them that you care. When you show them that you care, they're actually they're more likely to follow your lead, because like this guy cared. Have you ever had a manager or supervisor that you can't stand? And as a result, you don't really want them to succeed at what they're doing. But, deep down, you really don't. You're just there for the money, right? And for that manager, it's going to be hard for him or her to rally the troops and get people to buy into the vision, because they don't like him, because he doesn't care about them, right? So that's how you have to care about people. All right. So let's see. All right. So number two is lead by example. I always say that nobody in my team will ever outwork me. Nobody. I've never had a team member, someone in my team or an employee that outworks me. Because if I just say, okay, you do this, and then I just go chill, they're going to be like, oh, he's so lazy. Why should I be working so hard? You know what I mean? So, but when you work hard, your team will want to work hard. That will inspire them to say, oh, you know what? Let's do it. I can do it too. And then they'll work hard to accomplish that goal. All right. Number 3 is you be a rock. So here's what I mean by that. There are going to be challenging times in any business, any organization. Okay. Challenging times. We live in a negative world. Things will happen, right? With the government, with their family, with their neighbors, things happen. So it's your job, I think Annie alluded to this, to be positive. It's your job to tell them everything's going to be okay, right? Because if not, and if you're cynical, and then everything goes down. So here's what you do. When you're a leader, if you have a problem, take it to somebody else. Don't take it down to your team, right? So if I have a problem, I don't know what to do, I'm going to contact my mentor and say, hey, I need your help. I'm not going to tell my team that, yeah, things are falling apart, guys. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. They're like, oh, Eric, if you don't know what to do, then we don't know what to do. We're all in trouble, right? So yeah, so take it to somebody else. Don't take it down to your team, because they're looking at your face. I remember I was on a flight once. And there was a lot of turbulence. Right, a lot of turbulence going up and down. People start praying for the first time in 20 years. God, remember me. Right. So, but you know what I was doing? I was looking at the flight attendants. I'm looking at their face. So, and they're calm. They're like, they're getting tea, and I'm like, oh, then we're good. We're good, right? Like, it's not a big deal, right? Because they are the leader at that point. So I'm looking at the leader's face. Now, if they were frantic, then I'm taking out my Bible too. You know what I mean? But they were so calm. They're like, not a big deal. I'm like, okay, then I'm good, right? So they're always looking at you. So you want to be a rock. You want to be a rock. A couple more. Number 4 is you want to empower your team. Empower. So one thing I do is I love to help people on my team to stretch themselves and become better by giving them a role that will stretch them. Because my goal isn't just for them to help me to accomplish a task. My goal is to help them become a better person themselves. So when they're not in my team anymore, they've learned something, a life skill that they can use, right? So it's my job to give them responsibility, to give them tasks that's going to make them grow, and not just put them in a role and say, okay, you're good at this and that's it, right? You want to give them something to look forward to themselves, like, okay, I can do this, all right? So that's number 4. And then the last one, and it's a 2-part, one is create a vision and create a culture. Okay, so the vision is, this is what we're going to do, right? This is what we're going to do. This is the goal. But then create a culture where everybody's working together, right? You go faster when you're working together, right? I have staff meetings, where my team comes together, right? And I'm always talking about how each person can collaborate themselves. You guys you have this in common. You can work together. Like, oh, really, right? Because now the whole team is like family now. It's not just individuals, it's family, right? So when you create a family atmosphere, it's fun to be a part of the team. So I'll give you a quick example and let you go. So I hired a company years ago to help me with my social media. Okay, they're really good at editing videos and posting the videos and all of that, right? I hired this company. Now this company ended up, so I hired them, and then they assigned people to me, right? So they say, okay, this person will be helping you out, and he has a team, and this team will be helping. So we would meet every week. So every time we meet, I would ask questions. I said, okay, so what are we doing now? And I treated them like family. They're like they're my family, right? And then this company fires all the employees and hires another company to use AI, and they fire them. So one of the people, the lead for my team, contacts me and says, we've all been fired. And quite frankly, I didn't like working for them. I would love to work for you, Eric, because you are good to us. And I'm like, wow. He said, you never looked down on us. You never said anything insulting to us. You treated us like friend. And they're from another country, right? And he said, could I work for you? I said, sure. So it actually worked out for me because I don't have to pay as much for the company. And he's the guy that's helped me anyway. He was the lead. So now he's been working with me for over 2 years, right? With like family, right? So, but if I didn't treat them like family back then, he wouldn't contact me, right? So that's the thing. You want to treat people like family, so you can all work together and you can all benefit together. All right, so those are the points that I wanted to share. Thank you so much, Zion. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Appreciate you. And let's keep going. But I want you guys to take some of these points today and then implement it into your life. Like, don't just take it and say, oh, that was nice. Oh, that was a good point. Use it, because what we're sharing is decades of experience we're sharing here. Decades. I wish I had a call like this to get on when I was younger. I really did. I had to just figure it out. Right? Look at, you have decades of experience on this call. So you want to use this information. All right. So let's keep going to our next speaker. And he hails from Nigeria. He's all dressed up with the hat and everything, the Nigerian garb. He got everything going on. He is known as Mr. Positivity. Like, look, let me tell you something. We live in a negative world. I don't know if you've noticed that. We live in a negative world. And we have things that happen every day that are negative. Absolutely. From the second you wake up, someone will say, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, most people do, actually. By noon, they're like, yeah, there's another day. Right? So here's the thing. it is imperative to have the right attitude and to be positive, to be intentionally positive. And this gentleman here helps people from all over the world to do that and to see things from a positive light. So without further ado, Mr. Positive Energy, Zion and Ergru, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eric. It's a new week, and it happens to be the last day of the month of March, and the first 3 months is already rounding up, and that's just so amazing. And thank you so much, Luya, Mbali, Mr. Eni, for the great nugget you shared. Like Mr. Eric has said earlier, when you come to the stage and then everything you've written down, everybody is saying like, okay, what am I going to say? But that's why we are here, having world-class people just to inspire us and make us become a better person. And today's topic, how to become an effective leader, it's something that we have to keep talking about, every day, because people need to hear it. And we have to be intentional. Like Erica said earlier, what you've heard today is not just about hearing it. You have to be intentional by writing them down. Put them on a paper, write them somewhere so that you will not forget, because this is a nugget that you're going to be paying thousands of dollars to receive. But here we are giving it to you back to back on a Monday morning like this to kickstart your week. And it's something you have to hold dear to your heart. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We really, really appreciate you. And yes, being an effective leader. If there's one thing I've learned, it's being an effective leader, you have to lead people. You don't have to lead yourself. It's not about leading yourself, but about leading people. So for you to be an effective leader, you have to lead people. And that brings me to my number one point in being an effective leader, by raising a team. By raising a team. You don't have to do all the things by yourself. You want to be an effective leader, don't be a lone warrior. Don't be a lone soldier. Don't be a one-man army that you feel you can do everything all by yourself. It doesn't make you effective. Yes, you can do it, but it's going to take you longer time, longer hours. And you're going to be tired. You're going to be feeling overwhelmed. So you must raise a team. Raise a team of people of like minds. Raise a team of people that buy into your vision. Raise a team of people that truly want to work with you. And that's why I love what my speakers have said earlier. Raise a family. Love people. Appreciate people. Love your team. Support your team. People want to be in a place where they feel wanted, where they feel loved, where they feel supported, where they feel seen and heard. So raise a team like that. You don't have to work all by yourself, because I've the opportunity to have discussions with people, work with people who are doing everything by themselves. So if you are joining us today, this morning, or you're going to be watching the replay later, I encourage you this morning, raise a team of people who can work with you and run with the vision that you carry. And secondly, beyond just raising a team, because many persons have a team, but then you must master the art of delegation. I love this so much. People have a team, you have people working with you, but you don't delegate any duty to them. You are doing it all by yourself. You are all the details you want to be involved. If you continue like that, you will not be sustainable in being a leader. The longevity of being a leader will not be there. You are the visionary, but you are fully involved in finance, in HRM, in administration, in marketing, in publicity. You are involved in everything. By so doing, you will not be as effective as you think you will. For some persons, I hear them say, no, I want to pay attention to every details. I want to be everywhere. No. One thing that you must learn about the art of delegation is trusting your team. And that's why you must raise a team that aligns with your vision. So in delegating to your team realize that you trust them. You value them. That you trust their effort and their input. That's what it shows. So for you to be an effective leader, you must learn to master the art of delegation. Yes, you can oversee, they can give you reports, but don't put yourself in a position where you want to be involved in every little details. Allow your team take care of things for you while you trust them. And I know Mr. Eric said, yeah, you work. Yes, it doesn't make you not to work harder. It doesn't mean that you're not working harder, you're not fully involved. Getting all the report, overseeing it, giving them feedback is part of the work. So try to delegate duty because it's very, very important. And my third point is practice self-care. For people, they work all around the clock, no time to rest. One thing that should be part of your schedule as a leader is your time for rest. It's a time to take a pause and reflect. It's a time to take good care of yourself. And if you can take care of yourself, it goes down to your team. So leading by example starts from there, because your team has to recharge as well. Your team has to reset as well. So for you as a leader, when you practice self-care, your team can learn from the example that you are showing them. I will always say this, people want to make impact, people want to make a difference. One way for you to sustainably make a difference, one way for you to make a difference on a long term, it's the ability for you to take good care of yourself. As much as you want to do so much, taking good care of yourself is not negotiable. I tell you, when you are sick, you don't even worry about work anymore. When you feel unease on your body, you don't even think about the vision or the budget you want to do. You don't think about these things. What you're thinking about is you want to get well. You want to be healthy. And that's why you must place priority on practicing self-care, not just for yourself, but for your team, because your team needs it as much as you need it. And lastly, I will end with this. Lead with positivity. This is not negotiable for any team, because the mindset of the leader automatically rub off on the people he's leading. Your mindset will rub off on your team. If you're a negative person, the effect will be on your team. But if you're a positive person, the effect will also be on your team. I will always say this, any team that is built on positivity is a team built for possibilities. When your team is built with a positive mindset, that team becomes unstoppable. That thing can do all things, because there are days that sometimes you, as a leader, you don't feel like it. But having a team you are built with the same mindset, they will be there to encourage you to support. Don't worry, sir, we got this. We got this for you. We're going to handle this. Don't worry too much about this. Having people like that. That's why you must learn to lead with a positive mindset. Imagine everybody running with the same vision, with the same pace, with the same agenda. It makes the work effective and efficient. And you get to do the things you need to do because you have a team that is being led with positivity. I will end with this. Never forget, when you are positive, you are possible. And in positivity, there's always endless possibility for you and for your team as a leader. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I yield it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. That was incredible. The crows are crowing. That's how incredible it was. Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. Sometimes I want to quote Zion, but with all those positivity and possibility, it's a tongue twister for me, so I don't even go down that road. I'm not as eloquent as this young man. But we thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right. So we're going to go to our questions. Real quick, we're going to our questions. First question from Coral from across the pond is, how do you empower your team? All right. So for the panel, does anybody want to speak on this topic? How do you empower your team? Go ahead, Annie.
Yeah, I think many of the things we talked about so far, Coral, I think so the greatest thing you can do is empower your team, give them the belief and the skills to do that, to perform their role, the belief that they can do amazing things because they can, right? And as Eric mentioned earlier, many people just do it for the money. You can get them to truly buy into their potential, which is infinite. Then your team will become your biggest weapon, your biggest, your greatest asset. If you don't, the risk of not empowering our team is that people walk around thinking, "Oh, can I really? Do I even want to do it? Is it important?" So I'm saying, fire them up, get them to realize that they are it. What they do matters, and they are the ones who make it happen. So so give them your attitude. Also goes to and change their attitude. And beyond that, give them the skills, give them responsibility, give them delegate, as we mentioned earlier. The more they get to do important work, the more they'll learn how to do important work. I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much. Zion, go ahead.
Yes, when it comes to team empowerment, one thing I will say as a leader, empower yourself, then you can empower your team. It starts with you. And that's why I will always say this. Leadership development is personal, but it's not private. I will say that again. Leadership development is personal, but it's not private. And that's why the more you empower yourself, the more you are being equipped to also empower your team. And one thing you must also understand is a continuous learning. So allowing your team to learn continuously, putting them in a position where the training is continuous, they are in a place where they are evolving, they're becoming a better person, is one way you can empower your team. And lastly, show concern for your team. Show concern for your team. Go in details to know your team better. People feel empowered when they feel valued. People feel empowered when they feel supported. People feel empowered when they feel loved. So be that leader that brings those characteristics, those elements to your team. And I tell you, your team will be unstoppable and your team will be so empowered. So thank you so much. That's my share on that. I yield my back to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Leah, go ahead.
Yeah, I come here as a speaker, but I come here as a student. I always get so many golden nuggets. That was so fire. So one thing that I do is I give them responsibilities, right? So give them little, maybe in the beginning it's a small responsibility, but then you can build up, and that really gets them to buy into your team's culture and they feel like they're a part of it. So then it absolutely gets them feeling more empowered. So hand it back to you, Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, go ahead, Amberly.
Well, I think first and foremost, setting the example, right? We lead by example, and I also think that our hearts show up in each and every person that we're leading. So I think if our heart is showing up in the most beautiful way, then our team will see that as well. Back to you, Eric.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Great shares. One of the things I do to empower my team is if I meet with you and I have maybe something you did that I think you should change or a mistake you made, I don't just meet and tell you what you need to work on. I tell you what you've done well. Right. So never just criticize people without sharing what they've done well, because then you don't empower them, because it's just like, oh, I did this wrong and I did this wrong and I did this wrong. I'm such a loser. So instead say, you know what, you're great at this, but guess what? If you are able to do this, it even make it even better. And like, oh, so you left feeling positive. So that's one of the ways I empower my team. All right. So next question is this by Paulette. What if you tell a leader something private and you hear people talking about it and gossiping about it, therefore you lose trust in the individual? How do you deal with it? That's a good question. So I think there are two things here. How do you deal with it as being the subordinate of a leader? And then how do you avoid it as a leader? Right. So whoever wants, any one of you can speak to that. Go ahead, Amberly.
Paulette, my friend, this is a really great question. And, I'm showing up raw today. A lot of emotions over the weekend. And I will tell you, leadership is not easy. I've been on both sides. I've been on the student side of leadership and having that person be an example to me. And I am currently on the leadership side. And I will tell you, I've had this happen to me and it feels icky. It feels so icky and you just sit in it, right? You have it the credibility and integrity is gone. You are so done. You're like, okay, I can't get out of this place fast enough. I can't get away from this person fast enough. And before, I would have never had a conversation. Today, oh yeah, we're having that conversation. We're going to have that conversation about how you used what I shared, something from my heart, and that I shared privately for your gain, and how you will not do that again. And I think that we are able to have the hard conversations. We can make them impactful, and we can choose what we're going to allow and what we're not going to allow. And we can do it in the most professional manner. And I will tell you, I know it is not easy to have the hard conversations, but if you do not set boundaries in your life, people will bulldoze all over you. So do yourself a favor and have the hard conversations and stand in your morals and values and integrity so people know, because I'm telling you right now, you have to teach people how to treat you.
Mm.
And I'll leave you with that. You have to teach people how to treat you. Back to you, Eric.
That was a mic drop. That's right. You have to teach people how to treat you. If you don't teach them, they'll treat you whatever way they want to. So good. That's so good. Who else? Who else? Annie, go ahead.
Think, I can just imagine a breach of trust when you find your business going around the office and you told someone in management or leadership position, look, most companies have rules about confidentiality and privacy. Not that everyone keeps it, and I can think why not everyone can keep it, because the issue is not today in our small companies. The issue is as as become a growing company. If I've got supervisors or managers, something tells me that your manager has to know what's going on with you, right? So people on a certain level are gonna know, but it shouldn't be the talk of the shop, right? It shouldn't be at all. And that's just bad management practice. Your managers have to learn how to maintain confidentiality and privacy, right? Otherwise, they will lose the trust of the employees, of the team. From the employee side, Eric, it's a hard one, right? Look, there's a principle of leadership, which is simply don't go sharing your problems with everyone. I know people talk about kindness and us being into work-life balance and self-care, right? But let me tell you, no one cares about your business. No one cares about your health or your problems. They don't go spreading it. You might think it helps you, it doesn't help you. That's no. So as an employee, even as a leader, don't bring your problems to work. Bring your passion for work to work. Your passion for our customers, your passion for our mission. If you want to go and share how terrible your life is, people talk. That's what I would say. Doesn't make it right, but they talk.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Zion, go ahead. And by the
Yes,
way, Zion, could you share how people can reach you when you're done?
yes, thank you so much, Mr. Eric. Just to add what Mr. Eni has said, for me, I would say the words have ears. You might thought you have spoken to one person, but the words are listening and everybody can hear it. But I've been in situations like this, I've had a first-hand experience where I was able to share something with my leader, and before you know it, everybody is away. If there's two things I learned from that, it's share what you can share. Share what you're comfortable with. Share something you know that if people hear it, it's not going to have a great effect on you as a person. Share what you can share. As much as there's a principle of confidentiality, at the end of the day, people talk. Even though they don't want to talk, people will always talk. People will always say things. So share things that you can share. And something else I learned on a personal level is, I think I was made to go through that experience so I might know what it feels from the employee's part and point of view. So as a leader, when somebody tells me anything, the principle of confidentiality is always, in my mind. I know that this is personal. So I have no business trying to share with somebody else or, talking to somebody else about it. So being able to lead from that point of view has really changed my mind and helped me to become a better person. And it's difficult. When I experienced it, I was heartbroken. It pained me. But one thing, I allowed myself to heal. To trust, it's easy to break, but building it is very hard. So allow yourself to heal if you have been in that position before, just like me. I gave myself time to heal. So I had to forgive my leader to say, okay, this is part of life, it happens. But then, to be honest with you, I was not able to trust him to that extent anymore to share personal stuff with him. We can talk about business, we can talk about the work schedule, but not about my personal life anymore. So people differ, people respond to things differently, but that's how I responded. And if you want to reach out to me, I'm always active on LinkedIn. Zion Inokiru, the only one you can find on LinkedIn is Positive Energy, and do it to reach out to me so we can go on a journey of positivity together. So thank you so much. I give my back to you, Mr. Eric.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Leah.
I would just, great comments. I would just ask a question. So is this something, are they truly a leader or are they in just a leadership position? Right? If they're a positional leadership, then that may mean that they're not truly a leader. So I'd like to think about it this way. Is positive down, negative up? If you have people who are following you, never tell them anything negative about each other, about yourself. Never share your drama with them or what you're going through. Listen, all of us on here, we're showing up here all happy and smileys and puppy dogs, but we've all got challenges going on. So if we're going to share that, if I'm going to share any of that, then I'm going to go to a higher leader than myself, right? Otherwise, just don't even say it. So that's my 2 cents.
Yes. How do we reach you? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, super easy to reach me. You can get my biz in a box, which is leahgarcia.io. That's my smart link, and I'll put it in the comments and always on LinkedIn. Thank you, Eric.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? No? Okay. All right. So the next question, let's go to our next question here by Coral. Oh, by the way, I did want to mention, so as a leader, for me, I'm a leader in different areas and different businesses. And my rule of thumb is I don't share information of anybody that I didn't get permission to share, period. Right? That's it. Like, and even today I was talking about, I'm a coach and I had a conversation this morning about I didn't say who the conversation was with, right? Like, if you didn't tell me to share, I'm not going to share, right? So that's from a leadership perspective. I want to talk about that because you lose trust. Like, people won't trust you anymore if you're sharing, even if it's good news, right? Someone may tell you something that happened in their life that's good, but they don't want everybody to know, right? So just say congratulations, but you don't say, hey, gather around. Let's talk about what happened to Kathy. Like Kathy, like, oh my God, I didn't want anybody to know. So yeah. So just don't share anything that you don't have permission to share. All right. Question by Coral is, can you share an example of how you had to stand by your principle as a leader, even though it was unpopular? This is a really, really good question. Amberly, go ahead.
Leah was first, and then I'll go.
Oh, well, Leah? Okay, go ahead.
It's fine. Yeah, I love this question. Thank you, Amberly. You're so courteous. So I have to tell the story. It's a quick story. I received a referral and he told me, gosh, Leah, you're amazing. You're wonderful. I think you're incredible. Telling me all the things that we want to hear, right? We think we want to hear. And I have lots of people to refer to you. However, I don't believe in life insurance and I don't believe in a living trust. I said, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Those are 2 things that I stand on. You hear me talk about family bank, dynasty trust, creating a family generational wealth. Well, 2 of the foundations is life insurance and a living trust. So I had to respectfully and kindly decline to collaborate. I had to decline to accept those referrals because that would be incongruent. That would be out of alignment with my principles. So great question. Thank you so much, Coral.
Very good. Very good. Amberly, go ahead.
So again, I'm coming to you all raw. So when I was in corporate America, I managed a office staff, and there was harassment going on in the office. And I had to have the hard conversation of speaking to the division president, who was a part of the harassment, and to let him know that it can't take place. And it was one of the hardest conversations that I've ever had to have. But I knew that I had to stand up for myself and the other women in the office. And he took me out of my office management position and he put me out in the field so that he could shut me up. And I ended up taking steps to move out of state because I was not going to be able to sit in that space anymore and allow that to happen. So that was what I had to do as a person, but you have to take the steps that make sense for you, because again, we're going to allow what feels comfortable and what doesn't feel comfortable in our lives. And it's really important that we that we understand that there are major consequences when we take a stand, and it's not always in our favor, but we can put our head on our pillow each night knowing that we took the stand that we needed to take. And you can reach me on all the socials. LinkedIn is probably the easiest for anyone who's on here. But I would love the opportunity to have a conversation and see how I can bless and serve you. Back to you, Eric.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Annie, go ahead. We have like a couple minutes.
Yeah,
So
I'll try and do it quick. Look, I think, again, as a business owner, you tend to have challenges every day. You have to deal with everything and stick and make sure that, as I said at the beginning, our mission, our values must be top of our agenda. That's what we're there to uphold. I'd say, the little one I can tell you, the two parts of my love life: my customers, my staff, my team. Right? If my team don't love my customers, what do? They can't work together, right? Sorry about that. And I will try my best. I will try, and it's not necessarily fallouts between customers and team, customers and your team. That's a problem. I think it's those insidious little thoughts. Oh, I don't want to work with them anyway. I don't like them. I'm not gonna. I don't think we're getting paid enough. It's like, what do you mean? We're getting paid, right? Get into it. Love the customer at all costs. Otherwise, I'll move you very quickly. I did this instead. I did last week. So, I got someone else to work with them.
all right.
You can find me on LinkedIn, my friends. I just put my link, my profile link, in the comments. I'd love to know what you do. So let's connect and let's have a meeting.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments, everybody. I just want to share real quick. For those of you that want to connect with me, LinkedIn is a great place to connect with me, Eric F. King. I'm the only Eric F. King. Now don't look for Eric King, because you'll be there all day. But Eric F. King, I'm the only one, right? I'm also on, Instagram. I'm also on Instagram, but LinkedIn is the best. I have an event coming up. And it's going to be the 14th, April 14th. You'll see it in the comments and the chat. I'll put it in there. We have a great studio event with 6 incredible speakers. I can't wait, and you'll see me post every day almost about that event. All right, and and you will actually get to hear from some incredible leaders. So if you want to learn about leadership, you want to show up at our next event, and we'll put that in the chat. All right, so we'll go ahead and end it there. Thank you all for being here. If I didn't call you out, sorry about that. Actually, I have a couple minutes. So Adelia, thank you for being here. Ronald, good to see you. Margaret, good to see you. Sean, good to see you. Welcome. Let's see who else. Alana, welcome. Good to see you. And yeah, we are here every single Monday, same time, same place. Make sure you check your time zones, because sometimes they change times, but we'll always be here. All right. So it has been a plum pleasing pleasure to be here with you this morning. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.